The man, the myth, the legend. The backstory we have all been looking forward to since the beginning of Blue Lock is finally here. Isagi YOICHI and what he learned in the 44 days leading up to the Nigeria match is finally here. Blue Lock chapter 322 has just released. Let's talk about it. So the chapter starts with the stadium going crazy. The end of the Nigeria match draws near. Japan leads with a new ego as the announcer says there's only 15 minutes left in the opening match of the U20 World Cup. The new U20 Blue Lock of Japan is leading with a 3-0 lead. As the announcer continues saying, and at this stage, 2 players are subbed in. That being Corona and YOICHI. As YOICHI says, YOICHI, the match closer, steps into the field. As Corona says, let's end it. As both Hiyori and Chigiri are subbed out, with both of them saying, leaving it to you, Jaggy Teeths. The Ego saying, the experiment has ended, with Henri saying 15 minutes left. And the new formation change is a 5-4-1. With the new formation being Ren, Reo, Isagi, YOICHI, Karasu, Corona, Bachida, Nico, Aiku, and Auryu, and Gagamaru at goalie. Just like that, the match continues with a restart and Nigeria has the ball, with Kuso getting passed to by Onazi. The Ego saying, end them with a 0 Blue Lock. As we then get a flashback to Isagi's 44-day training. The narration says, Isagi YOICHI during the 44 days of the transformation of his ego. The letter says to Isagi YOICHI, get to know soccer. The key to your evolution is within it. Find it yourself. Signed, Ego. With Isagi saying, with this training that Ego tasked me with, the more I know about football of the world. As we see him go through the different progressions of learning all this different stuff during those 44 days. We also get a Salah reference, which is kind of cool. Meaning Isagi literally watched him do all this. We cut to Isagi at a brand new game, not the same one that he saw with Bunny, which I can assume is the England game. Isagi says, I know that my sense of value changes and becomes newer. Soccer is fun, interesting. I want to try it as soon as I get back. To try this new version of me. As he sees 2 kids yell saying, yo, goal, awesome. The next page, it continues with these kids saying, they scored, I'm gonna be a soccer player. With the second kid saying, me too, I want to get the Ballon d'Or. With the other kid saying, no, it's me. And as Isagi looks over at them, he thinks to himself, that reminds me, why did I start playing soccer? As we see Isagi YOICHI as a little child. And this little version of him starts crying. As he notices something and starts crying, saying, oh my goodness, this is scary. With his mother saying, oh, what's wrong? You're crying again. It's okay. It was just a mosquito. As his dad says, you're really a scaredy cat of anything. You'll even cry to raindrops. I wonder what's with that. Ah, that's right. Let's go as a family together this time. I got these tickets. As Isagi says, wait, to where? As we see him pull out soccer tickets to go to a match. As we see Isagi and his mom and his dad show up to a stadium. His father continuing from the last page saying, to the soccer stadium. As his mom says, are you okay, Isagi? You can tell us at any time if you're scared, okay? His father saying, huh? He's surprisingly fine. With Isagi thinking to himself, there's a lot of people and a lot of craziness. They're chasing after a ball. This is an 11 versus 11 match to steal a goal. And what's even crazier is at a young age, he's actually figuring this out. And at that moment, Isagi realizes, I felt my brain was awakened. As Isagi says, wow, awesome. I wonder what this feeling is. As he starts to understand what soccer is about. Blooming his love for soccer altogether. As we cut to the next page, Isagi with his mom and his dad with a soccer ball saying, I want to try that. I want to be there. Now that I think about it, I may have been stimulated by the so-called instincts of hunting that Ego mentioned. Whatever it was, I thought that soccer was fun and I want to learn more about it. I want to grow stronger today and tomorrow. And I became engrossed with myself, playing with a soccer ball, watching the TV, so on and so forth. As we see flashbacks of him in high school, all the things leading up to Blue Lock while he was in Blue Lock, he says, but that feeling faded as I grew from a teen to an adult. With his teammate back in the past saying, pass it, as Isagi saying, it was buried. As his coach says back in the flashback, one for all for one, as Isagi continues saying, it disappeared, and I feel like dying inside. That's why, as Ego cuts in saying, get rid of your common sense, again, being a flashback. Isagi continues saying, after coming to Blue Lock and meeting all kinds of egoists, I finally realized something. That time, that true form of what I have felt, the name of passion that I have lost, seeing all the things and all the people he's met in Blue Lock leading up until this point, is called the curiosity to myself, as YOICHI and Corona trap Onazi kicking the ball away from him. With YOICHI saying, I'm not letting you go, luminous bastard. With Corona saying, my turn, pincer attack, as Onazi's like, damn. Bello then notices that the ball is away from Onazi and says, it's not over yet, I'll steal it. As Isagi says, that's right, if I don't excite myself, as we see his metavision being activated close up on his face. Who would want to live your life, as he's referring to himself, as he pushes Bello away and manages to get the ball, with the puzzle pieces flying everywhere. As he continues by saying, my adaptability, my hopes on someone else, my pleasure, frustration, even my hopelessness, all of it, come at me more. As we see different instances throughout Blue Lock that has got him to here within evolution. As we then see more puzzle pieces start falling. And in the final page of Blue Lock chapter 322, Isagi says, I want to live on the battlefield to meet the new me. Give it to me. Soccer. The desire to evolve is boundless. The ego to score arouses his body to move. Basically, the obsession for a goal. As we are led to believe, he has unlocked either a new form or a newfound version of himself that he will use in this game, and will be elaborated on in the next one against France. The next chapter, Blue Lock chapter 323, being Hopes of Sunlight, and there is no break next week. No tragic backstory, nothing of the sort. He's just like that. And we finally got at least little glimpses of the backstory that we got within the novel related to Isagi. Finally in the manga. No trauma, no nothing. He's just like that. I think the coolest part about this was seeing YOICHI and Corona get subbed into this game that late into it. There's just something about it that I loved about that. Overall, the flashback was cool. I think this is leading to a bunch more that we haven't seen and can be elaborated on. After all, he did say, my evolution is boundless, so we're going to be seeing more of this in the future. Or at least a heavily evolved version of whatever is about to come. But there's no doubt in my mind he's scoring next chapter. Like, it has to happen.